As you know from your own personal experience, conflict is found everywhere. From your personal life at home with loved ones and family members, to school and work environment with your boss, managers, co-workers, teachers, and administrators. Of course, conflict doesn't end there. We just have to look a little bit outside our immediate environment to see the devastating effects of conflict in our communities, religious institutions, police, and government agencies. Conflict is a debilitating force that can destroy relationships, homes, jobs, and even countries overnight. My goal with this short video is to eradicate all the conflict in the world and create love and peace for all mankind. Well, at least that's my wish, but probably not a very realistic goal. However, what is realistic today is to help each of you recognize the 6 areas that create a great deal of conflict in life and to share with you the roadmap to success in how to effectively navigate and address these areas. That way, you will learn how to shift some of the negativity that's surrounding you into creating more positive relationships. Positive relationships offer relief from stress, anxiety, tension, and instead allow you to feel more happiness, joy, motivation, and fulfillment in your life. So now I want to share a little bit about my story around conflict. As many of you may already know from reading my bio, I was born into conflict from very early on in my life. I was a child when my home country went through a revolution and ended up in a long, drawn-out 9-year war with its neighboring country. After experiencing some of the devastating effects of war, my family and I fled and sought safety as refugees in Britain. Then, in 1983, we finally immigrated and settled in the United States. But by then, a lot of the damage was already done to my family, and my parents had lost the ability to maintain a functioning, loving, and nurturing home for their children. So I spent the majority of my growing up years surrounded by a great deal of conflict. But my life did start to turn around for the better when I started working on myself. I got into therapy, I became serious about studying psychology, and over time developed a spiritual practice that got me out of the depression. And gradually, I was able to put my life in order and go on to find peace, happiness, and success in my life. This is where I get my inspiration to do this work. I'm deeply devoted to helping those of you out there going through similar life struggles and difficulties to finding greater inner peace and balance by managing and resolving some of the conflict that's in your life. So, what are these 6 areas that you need to know about in order to help manage some of the conflict in your life? Before I jump into sharing the 6 areas of conflict with you, I have to let you know that this is a very extensive topic. In fact, people study this stuff for years and years and even get their graduate degrees in this area. But of course, you don't have to go through that kind of extensive study right now because much of the information I will give you will help you feel better right away and also give you an understanding of the tools you will need in order to do this work successfully. I have lots of information and practical exercises to give you, which I will share with you as much as I can in this short video. But because I won't have as much time to give all that information today, what I've done is to create a series of videos or lessons much like this one, where you can watch, learn, and apply the tools to your own life. So once you're done watching this segment, I want to encourage you to go straight ahead and sign up for the rest of the videos. With a nominal monthly tuition, you will receive 1 video a week for a total of 8 weeks, where I will give you specific information, real-life stories, and practical tools to manage some of the existing conflict in your own relationships. That way, you'll be able to watch these videos at your own pace and at your own time and in the comfort of your own home. So you don't have to leave your home in order to attend my classes. Also, your monthly tuition includes a live session once a month where I'm on the phone and you and other members get to call in and share some of your struggles as well as your successes with me and get direct and live feedback and support. I am so excited to have you join me on this journey of self-discovery and know that together we will create more peaceful, loving relationships in and around us. So let's jump into today's topic, which is the 6 areas of conflict that can make or break your relationships and what you can do to turn that around. The first area that often plagues people with conflict is found in their biography. Your biography is the storyline that you were born into. These stories are told to us starting as early as birth. And some of these storylines are very limited and sometimes even untrue. So for example, if you were told you can't become successful in life because of your skin color, race, gender, or disability. If these false biographical stories are held as truth and they're projected out into the world, you will experience the kind of conflict that you see around you around success. So this is the first and most crucial area that we address in healing our relationships. The second area of conflict is found in one's family and/or ancestral lifeline. It's true that many of the dysfunctional patterns of behavior and thinking that we hold are actually passed down from previous generations. We actually now have a body of research that shows that ancestral or family wounds are intergenerational or passed down from generations, and unless we stop and address these patterns of conflict, they continue on and on into future generations. The third area of conflict that we need to address is cultural conflict. All of us were born into a culture that dictates what is appropriate and normal adaptive behavior at home and in the world. So for example, our culture can dictate when it's the right time for us to get married and have children. But sometimes these cultural norms clash with who we really are or how we feel inside. This discrepancy can create inner and outer conflict, which then definitely affects our relationships. Sometimes cultural clashes happen at work. That's when we may hold different morals, ethics, or values from our workplace environment. This can cause a great deal of stress and tension and create conflict in our relationships at work. The fourth area of conflict happens within our faith or religious upbringing. While research shows spirituality helps decrease symptoms of depression and anxiety and actually helps people feel more connected to others, sometimes that's not the case. Some people feel alienated within their religious upbringing and feel that the teachings, practices, or beliefs go against their core identity or values. This can create a great deal of inner conflict and bring on feelings of guilt, shame, and anxiety, which, if not dealt with, create symptoms or problems at home and in the workplace. The fifth area of conflict in relationships is created through the structure of hierarchy. Hierarchy is a way to create order and organization out of chaos. So hierarchy in your family or in the workplace always places someone or some people at the top and others at the bottom. This kind of structure can be productive and bring order and organization, but often the people who are at the bottom of the rung feel oppressed and victimized because they're either not being seen or they're not part of the decision-making process. When people are struggling with hierarchy, they're dealing with a great deal of stress and tension. And addressing self-worth within a hierarchy is a powerful way to end the cycle of oppression and victimization. Last and final area that we address in this work is recognizing that conflict is often created in the body. People often have all sorts of medical issues and health problems in their body. Their food intake, nutrition, exercise, or lack of it, along with the stressors in life, create many of the health problems we see today, like heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, and obesity. So, this is another important area that we need to address so that people can become healthier and have better and more productive relationships. I hope you've enjoyed this short video on the 6 areas of conflict that ruin relationships and how you can turn it around. If you're ready to get more videos on how to better handle conflict in your own life, then you're just one click away. Also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel where you get to see more informative and free educational videos on different topics. I'm Dr. Ellie Zarrabian, and thank you for joining me today.